Okay, so the good news is that grandparents have exactly the same rights as parents when it comes to children. The bad news is that parents don't have rights. I cringe every time I see someone post on TikTok or anywhere else talking about what are my rights as a parent, what are my rights as a mum, what are my rights as a dad. Look, guys, you don't have rights. Even if you think that's true, and even if it is true, it's not the way the law sees it, and you're going to come second if you keep arguing about this. So, grandparents, if you haven't got rights, what have you got? Well, it's about your children, about your grandchildren, sorry. What's in their best interests? The only thing the family court works on is the best interests of your children. Fortunately, as a grandparent, you can know this. The courts believe that children have a right to a family life with their parents and their grandparents and their wider paternal or maternal family. So it's not all about mum and dad. If your grandparents and your children or your ex-son-in-law, ex-daughter-in-law will not let the children see you, there is an avenue to you to open up an application if need be. The process is exactly the same as a parent who is in that situation. So if you're a grandparent and you want to see your grandchildren, the first thing you do is you try and resolve it amicably. Always try and resolve it amicably. The next stage is that you organise mediation on, again, exactly the same scheme, the plan, path as any parent that wants to arrange contact. If mediation doesn't work, then that's when you put a court application. Now the process is identical again to a parent. When it comes to the paperwork, you have to fill in an extra form, so that will be a C2 form, which is permission to apply, which is the same for anyone else that's applying for a child who doesn't have PR for that child. So you'd submit typically a C100 form along with your C2 form, and you make an application to the court. As usual, the criteria is the best interest of the children. No, look, the courts are going to be open to this sort of thing. Things that will really help you would be an involvement in your grandchild's life before separation, but it's not all. It's not the be all and end all of it. It's not the only thing that counts. So yeah, grandparents, you can absolutely put an application in. Parents, if you're watching this and you're not happy about the thought of your ex-mother-in-law, ex-father-in-law seeing the children, ask yourself one simple question. As always, what's in the best interest of the grandchildren? It might be that you don't like them. You might think that blood is thicker than water. It might be because they're favouring your ex over you and they're poisonous, evil people. But I'm telling you, the courts generally look favourably upon grandparents. One final point is that if you're a parent putting an application in and you're wondering whether your mum and dad should put an application at the same time, it can sometimes be a bad idea because you're going to confuse applications. And let's face it, if you get contact with your children, you're probably going to allow your mum and dad to see them anyway. So yeah, there is that. But yep, that's how it works. Grandparents, absolutely, you can put an application in. We've helped hundreds of grandparents over the years, and we can help too.